This video is looking at the 2016 Ordinary Level question B2, which is an orthographic and auxiliary projection question. Looking at our question, it's question B2. The 3D graphic on the right shows a cooker hood made from copper. Figure B2 below shows an isometric view of the hood. Part A of this question is to draw an elevation of the structure in the direction of the arrow. Part B is to draw a plan projected from the elevation, and Part C is draw an auxiliary elevation of the structure projected from the plan, which will include the true shape of surface A. I've bold and italic the word structure, which means it's not just a true shape of the surface A, it's the whole thing. So anytime I'm starting an orthographic projection question, I like to draw a box for each view. So up here I've created a box for the elevation, and the height for this elevation as given in the question is 90, so 15 plus 55 plus 20. That's 90, and we're given a width of 130. Underneath that I've drawn space for the plan. The plan has a depth here of 60 and the same width of 130. I'd like to create a box here so that I know everything fits on the page and I'm not going to get caught out by not having space for a particular view. So I'm going to start with the plan first. And for the plan, there's a couple of different slopes in it, but I'm going to start with the base and find surface A. So A is going to be down along here somewhere. We're told that it's an angle of 30 degrees, but it's 30 degrees measured off of this line. So 30 degrees measured off of this line would be 60 degrees to the horizontal. So you can get your protractor and do that if you wish. You can measure, pop this down here, measure 30 degrees up along this way, but it's the same as 60 degrees. So I can draw a line down along this way. And same coming from the opposite side. We've got a center line running down through the middle, which means that this is symmetrical. So this gives me the outline of the plan. Also inside in the center of this, we're going to have coming across over halfway, so 65. We've got a rectangle piece up on top that is 20 by 15. So it's 20, but it's 10 either side of the center, so that way and that way. And 15 down this way, so 10, 15 here. Now, so down on top of this, it gets wider, so we'll have a look at some of the elevation now first before we do any more. We've got a height here for the apron part for the bit around the side of up of 15. Let's go up 15 here. And this goes the full way across. And lines here on either side. Across the bottom. We can see from our object, a 3D view of it, that part A there, that comes down to the front. So having another look at that, we need to locate this point here up in the elevation. So to find something in the elevation, we're projecting from one view to another, so we're taking this line directly up along here, and it'll be a dark line between the two places. And here also, so from here projecting this line up along, and dark line there also. So dark line is indicating that there's an edge there. What I'm going to do next is this part of the hood, which is going to be up here. It's up high, and we're told that it is 55 millimeters above the top part. So 55 millimeters is going to be up here. So it sits in that area there and has the height of 20, which we already have marked because that fits into the box that we drew earlier. Again, our widths are going to stay the same, the lengths across here, as they are in plan. So I'm going to take this line, project this up into the elevation, and this one. And this will give us the width of the narrow part of the hood, the funnel. Here and here. Now in the question we can see that this starts to come down here and get wider. It gets down to a width so that it's from the outside edge here comes in 40 millimeters. So we can draw that in now. So from here into the edge 40 millimeters here. Same on the opposite side. And this line here now joins from this lower corner of the hood down to the point that's in 40. So that joins to there. And same on the opposite side. Just like that. Now that finishes off the elevation. In plan we need to locate these points, so they're going to be again directly below where they are in the elevation. It's the same object, so the width should stay the same. So project it down this way. We're given a distance of how far that comes out this way, so it comes out a distance of 50. So across the front there, here and here. Now that's almost this part of it completed, but we have these lines up in the elevation, which is changing the edge between this front face and the side one. We again need to put those on down here, so that joins from this corner up here, which is this one, down to the corner, which is this one down here. So we're going to have straight lines joining between these two, here and here. So I'm just going to label part A, and A is inside there. So that completes the first two parts of this question, to draw an elevation of the structure in the direction of the arrow. So our arrow is looking in this way. And draw a plan projected from the elevation. So we've drawn our plan directly below our elevation. So our plan always goes directly below the elevation. Next part of this question is to draw, we'll have a look at that, is to draw an auxiliary elevation of the structure. So it's the entire structure projected from the plan, which will include the true shape of surface A. So if we want to find the true shape of a surface, we need to look in perpendicular to it. So this bit of a surface that we've got here, that's a true shape because I'm looking straight in at it this way. This is a true shape down here. So to find the true shape of surface A, I need to look in perpendicular to it. And if I look in this way here, I'm looking perpendicular to it. This line here was at 30 degrees, or 60 degrees down here to the horizontal. So to go perpendicular to that, this is 60 degrees down here, and 90-degree angle will be perpendicular, or a 30-degree angle will be perpendicular to that. So up along here, I'm going to project this line, and the other end of surface A out along here. Perpendicular to this, I'm going to, so turning my set square again, so this angle here is the same angle as this one here, and I'm going to draw a line down along here. So this line is called my X1, Y1 line. It's my new ground line, and that's where I'm going to start drawing from. Just in the same way as I have an XY line here. The ground line, it's what the object is sitting on. This is the new one that we're going with up here. So I'm going to start looking in this way. First, I'm going to start with surface A. So we've established that this is the width of surface A, so I projected this point up here and this point up here as well. We're asked to draw an auxiliary elevation. So for an auxiliary elevation, we're going to be working with our heights from the previous elevation. Anytime you're doing an auxiliary view, working on this one, skipping this one, measuring from the third one back. So the height is going to stay the same. All we're doing is looking at it slightly differently. So this is going to stay being 15 millimeters. And this here is the true shape of surface A. So measure this distance here. So we've got the full length of it down this way and the full height of it. So that's the true shape of surface A. However, that's not the entire question. They did say an auxiliary elevation of the structure, so we need to do the whole thing. So I'm going to continue on with the base. So I'm going to take the next point along this way, which will be this one, projecting this point up along here. Again, that's at the same height as the ones for A. So I already have the height for that marked. So I have this piece here. Okay. Then after that, then we got lines here on the base at the back. So we'll project this line up along. Now, when we're looking in this way, I can't see this corner. So this corner back here will be a hidden detail line. So just a short dashed line coming up along here. These lines, we also can't see them, and by right they should be hidden detail, but they're hidden detail behind these lines, so we don't need to mark them because there's a solid line in front of it. So that's the base done. Now we're going to have a look, and we're going to go up further, and again going to do the top part of the hood just like we did when we were working on our elevation. It's going to take the lines from each one of these here. So this corner, projected that one up, this corner here, and this one. I'll come back to the other one in a moment. So again, we're going to take the height that this is off our XY line. So the height that was off the XY line was 70 millimeters. So off our XY line here, it's going to be off the same height. It's the same object. All we're doing is looking at it from a different side. So we've just walked around and looked at it from a different side. So that's this piece. That's the lower part of it, lying along here. We've also got the upper one, which is going to be measuring the same height from this one. So from here down to our XY line is 90. So it'll be the same from the XY line up to here is also 90. And this gives us the top of that there. So this face looking in along this side is up here. So it's between these two. That's this one. Here and here. This front face down here, projected up along here, that's this side. And again, we have more hidden detail at the back, so that would be for this corner back here. So don't forget the hidden detail, that's important. This corner here at the back, that one's projected up along, and we got dashed lines 1, 2, 3 up along here, and that shows the hidden detail of that part of it. So we've got the very top of it done, and we've got the base of it done. Now we need to do this bit here in the middle where it spreads out. So I'm going to take each one of these in turn, so each one at a time. I'm going to take this corner here, which is this corner up here. So projecting this line up along this way. A point here on the top surface, so it's on that surface there. So same height up off the ground, off the XY line as it is over here. That joins to this corner. So let's follow that corner down, and that joins to this one. So this corner, those two are going to join up. Gives us that one. Doing the next one here at the front, so taking this line, projecting that one up along. Again, this corner is in this position, so it's this height off the ground, off the XY line. So same position as it is here, that's this one. So I can join from here down to that line. Make sure I get the right one. That joins down to here. So this face here is this entire face here. We're now going to draw the front face of it, so we can see that front face as this part here and as this shape here. I'm going to add that one in next. So again, we have this corner, and this corner of it. Now we're just looking for this one down here. So taking this point, projecting up along, that's this point, follow it up along, it's that height, 15 millimeters off the XY line. It's the same height up here, so we can join these two up. And that gives me the next point up there. Okay, so all of this area here is this area here. Again, hidden detail is important. We have one more piece to put on. Now we actually we have most of it. So if we're looking at this, I have this corner. Following that one up, that's going to be here. I have this corner, following that one up here, that's that point. I have this corner here already. We just found that one, that's here. So the only corner I've left to find is this one back here. So projecting this from down here, following that corner up, again it's at the same height, that 15 millimeters. That gives me this point here, and I'm going to join that up to the rest of it. So from here, hidden detail line, so the dashed line up along there. So that completes the 2016 Ordinary Level question B2. I've just added in some colour to highlight the different areas. So this here is surface A in plan, this line along here. This is that same surface in the elevation, and then this is the true shape of it here in our auxiliary elevation. So you could label this just small line on a pointing true shape. This is the blue, this blue surface here is the one at the front. So this is it here in the elevation. Same view and plan, and that's that surface here in the auxiliary elevation. And then finally the red surface, that's just one of the surfaces here on the side. This is it in our plan, and we can see quite a lot of it here in the elevation, the auxiliary elevation, however it's not a true shape. So that's that question.